Holden. Can you come to the podium, please? Thank you.
Good evening. I am here with some concerns that about an agreement that the City of Sacramento is asking the volunteers of the Old City Cemetery to sign. There is some language in it which is concerning and perplexing, and I have been asking around to a variety of city agencies to verify if this is indeed an agreement that has gone out before volunteers. I haven't gotten an answer, and I understand you can't answer me here today, but I can go on the record as being here to let you know that I have this concern and I am seeking an answer. So the language that has me concerned is in a section 21 of this agreement that says, I agree to abide by the city's social media policy by not contacting the new media, I think they mean news media, or posting on social media concerning any cemetery activities or city cemetery policies and procedures without written authorization for the city cemetery manager, the parks maintenance manager, or the director of youth parks and community enrichment. And then there's a footnote that says the phrase "in the city" was added to the first sentence, YPCE procedure instituted to clarify volunteer status in the organization. So it looks, if this is indeed an agreement that's going out before city volunteers, even if it's only in the Old City Cemetery, that volunteers are being told that they cannot contact the news media or post on social media about their activities without prior permission from the city. That seems a little strong and a little odd, if this is indeed a document. So that's why you understand I'm here asking, is this an actual document or is this a draft of something that's what is going on here? And I have sent emails to a few of you, and I'm sure that you'll get back to me when you can. I would very much appreciate that. Clarifying if this is an active document that people are being asked to agree to in any way, whether it's a signature or it's a check yes. I've read the standard volunteer agreement that seems that the rest of the City of Sacramento Parks and Recreation sign. It says a volunteer code of conduct, and it looks like a very reasonable document that I can be very proud of for any volunteer in the city to agree to. And it looks like it covers most of the bases here, only there's this extra verbiage about freedom of speech. And I'm concerned that some volunteers are being asked to waive their First Amendment rights so that they can volunteer in a city park. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Stay right there, Jennifer.
I could give you just a brief comment. We went and revised the cemetery volunteer handbook for a number of reasons, and volunteers are treated the same as employees, and they have to comply with their social media policy. We're not taking away their First Amendment rights. We're simply saying, if you have a concern about the cemetery operations, bring it to the supervisor or the cemetery person so we can address it. And that's the same thing as the policy for city employees. So.
Thank you.
I'm not given more time, right?
Yes, it's been a 2-year process. We've had to, we worked with the Technical Advisory Committee to form a group to go over kind of guidelines for the cemetery. And we did note, and the other document that you showed, we are in the process of reworking it because the language wasn't strong enough to kind of hit some issues that we've been having challenges with. So all that agreement is, it is a real agreement. It needs to be signed. If you want to be a volunteer of the city cemetery, you must adhere to those rules. And we are not taking away your First Amendment rights, but if you are wearing a hat as a volunteer, you're representing the city in a good light. And if you have issues or concerns, then we want you to take them through the chain so we know what are the issues so we can help resolve them.
And may I ask a question and reply?
Sure.
What happens if the chain says no? Are you then still not allowed to address it in any other way?
The issue is whether or not someone's willing to sign the agreement. I thought that somebody did respond to you, but I think that maybe they didn't respond because I don't think you were a current volunteer. That's what I thought, but I'm not sure.
No, I'm not a volunteer.
Right. So we talked to all the volunteers. We told the existing volunteers. We explained to them that they need to re-up if they want to be a volunteer. Here's the new agreement. Here's the new rules. And we've been explaining that to all the volunteers, existing volunteers, and we're responding to them. And most of all the existing volunteers have not had a problem. We do have some people who don't want to sign, and that's fine. They don't have to, but then they're not going to be a volunteer because they have to follow the rules if they're going to be a volunteer. So.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.